Creep feeding can be described as a procedure of providing additional feed above what the cow can provide through the milk. Should it be done? That's going to depend on your individual situation. Research indicates that the gain of calves can be increased from 1/10 up to 1/4 pound a day by providing a good creep feed for the calves. The question is it going to pay to creep feed? Will that extra gain that's put on that calf pay the cost of the feed? Creep feeding increases body condition. We need to be sure that we're not adding too much body condition to the calf, because we have seen situations where the price for that calf has been reduced when there was too much flesh present. The other thing we need to keep in mind is in creep feeding, generally we don't want to creep feed replacement heifers because we may get them too fat. Also, they may put some fat in the udder, which may later on interfere with milk production. We've also noted that creep feeding may decrease feedlot performance later on, so we need to be very cautious when we are creep feeding. When do we need to give some consideration to creep feeding? Maybe when there's a drought, the cows are not milking very well, you have some first calf heifers that are just simply not able to provide enough nutrition to the baby, the feed is cheap, or we have some fall-born calves that may need a little extra nutrition during that wintering period. What the situation where we definitely don't need to be creep feeding? We've got lush grass, the cows are milking quite well, grain prices are high. Those are times when we want to stay away from creep feeding. What is the cost of gain? If you take a look at this table, we can see very readily that the feed per pound of gain, as it goes up, that's going to increase the cost. As the cost of feed increases, naturally that's going to increase the cost of per pound that's actually put on the animal. If you'll just look, for example, if we're looking at an 8-to-1 ratio of feed per pound of gain, with 3 cents per pound feed, that's 24 cents per pound of gain. But if there's a 10-to-1 ratio and the feed cost is 7 cents a pound, we're looking at 70 cents a pound. So by the time we look at the cost of the feed plus the cost of providing the feed, getting it out, and the extra management and labor, is that going to be economical? Is it going to pay to creep feed? You just got to decide, what you're going to do. If you do decide to creep feed, the next question is, what kind of feed am I going to use? There's a lot of good commercial mixtures available. I'd strongly recommend that you look at those. One that is used quite a bit is 5 parts of corn and 2 parts of oats. And in situations where the other feed available may be low in protein, you might want to add 1 part of protein in with this. The decision to creep feed is not easy. You've got to take a lot of factors into consideration. But if you think it might be an option, you might want to talk with your local extension agent to get some additional advice and additional recommendations.